Good morning, guys and gals. It is Sunday, the first Sunday in November. Hold on here a second. You think I'd be more prepared with this? I always seem to be an idiot here. It is Sunday, November the 6th. And I'm going to go for a little car ride today. I feel like it's a good idea. I'm not feeling at the top of my game. It was a minor struggle to get out of the house because I'm an idiot. It turns out I don't have a belt that fits my fat waist. I have them somewhere. I need to go through all my clothes. I'm going to think about doing that tomorrow before I head back out to my mom's. I don't feel all that good today, but I'm gonna make the old college try here. I think my mental health mandates I get out. My wife just basically said, get out and have a good day. God love her. She's a good woman. So instead of the pan around Shady Pines, you're going to see me. I'm driving through the neighborhood. I'm going to eventually get on to California 88 like you've seen so many other times. And I have an idea of what I want to do. Because I'm in the car, I will probably park and I'll get out at a few places and walk and talk about it. So I've got a couple of ideas in mind. It's 60 degrees. It's 10:40 in the morning. And I'm going to do my very best. I did have breakfast this morning. Time change. I got up early after all and went and got breakfast. And they actually gave us enough breakfast. And my wife is addressed. We have lunch ordered for her. Staff is really watching out for her. God love these people. Management there are fucking idiots. But staff, frontline care staff is awesome. So that is our check-in for now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of nonsense. This is your host, Joe. Posted to Life with Yosef. We're going to have a good day. And we'll see what's next. About an hour into our day finds us in Jackson, which is the county seat of Amador County, California. This is at the little Vista Point, which obviously the weather appears much different than the weather in Stockton. This in front of you is the Anthony Caminetti Monument. And Anthony Caminetti did a lot up here for Amador County. One of the many things he was the first native-born California to be elected to Congress. So he's an important part of Amador County history. Now I'm going to get up and read in 1848, this was called Baudelaire, by the bottles that were left here. Amador County is not an original 1850 county, but was founded in 1853 Jackson became the county seat in 1886. Now there's another monument here for the Crowley family, and by God, it's just so small to read. Now also up here, I think, and I'm going to look for it, and I'm going to talk about it anyway, there was a mine disaster up here at the Argonaut mine. Oh, jeez, dude, pay attention. And I am going to, again, here's the thing of it right here. The Argonaut mine started in 1893, went on to 1942. In 1922, 47 miners were killed in a mine fire. And I've mentioned Jeff and Sarah from History Hunters. Jeff and Sarah did a really good vlog on this. I'm not going to steal his content. I'm going to link to it in the description if this type of stuff interests you. Well, it certainly interests me, and you know, I've said this on the Dayton film. You really ought to be subscribing to Jeff and Sarah's blog, a channel anyway, on YouTube. And also, like I mentioned in Elko, and on a great many of my travel films that survived, there are a lot more veterans monuments that I've seen in comparison to my earlier travels, both with and without film. God, I'm walking on the rocks. So, dude, what are you doing? So, here's our first of a few Jackson stops. I'm going to, well, hold on here. Let's see what this one says. Okay, not as important. All right, so we're going to move on and we'll see what's next. We're in downtown Jackson, in the old part of town. And here is the Amador Lodge of the Masons. And this is an 1854 building. You know, I love stuff like this. This next building, I don't know what it is, but you could certainly tell it wasn't built yesterday. Now this National Hotel, I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna see if I could find a little bit more information on it. You're probably not surprised to know that there are a number of hotels across the world named the National Hotel. This one in Jackson was built in 1852. I wasn't able to find a specific Wikipedia listing, and it's not in the Jackson, California listing. So, yeah, I know that a lot of famous people have stayed here. It looks like it's reopened again. I have never stayed here, but it's an important place. And when I dub some of this, if I find out more about it, I'll dub it in. So we're walking in downtown Jackson, and we'll see what's next. On the sidewalk in Jackson. Just a pan here, there were people talking and a dog went by. This is the 1896 Webb Hall. You see a number of these older buildings are not really marked, though the city or whoever has done a lot of good work here with these plaques, these informational plaques on a number of the buildings. So I'm not going to spend 45 minutes talking about every single building, so you're just going to have to look it up yourself, I guess. I've noticed in a number of older type buildings that the original building or store owner put the name of the building in tile in the entryway like this. And I think that's way cool. I don't see anything for the building, so we'll press on and we'll see what's next. I like the Swenson's shoe sign. It looks like they still sell shoes and they're still in operating business. I see the Teva sandal sign in the window. I can't quite see when it was founded, but when I get to the other side of the street, I'll look and I'll probably text it in. So we're moving down downtown Jackson, down Main Street. In a 3 building for 1 special, the building on the left is the John Strom building, built in 1930. I don't know what this green building here on the right is, but it looks like there's a radio station, KVGC, still broadcasting out of here. And then I'm going to walk down a little bit more here. You'll see the last of the 2 buildings on the opposite side of the street. Oh, my back started to hurt, so I'll cross the street and we'll head back to the car. I'm in front of the historical Jackson Fire Department building. But if I scroll here to the right, you'll see this Swenson's Footwear, Apparel, and Shoe Repair. And at the back of it, that used to be a Honda motorcycle dealer. Spinelli's or something, I think it was called. And they were in business even when I started writing in the late 70s. They're not obviously with the retrenching of the motorcycle dealer industry. To have a small dealership with 1 brand only, unless you're Harley Davidson, is getting to be few and far between. Most all the dealers have had some type of consolidation. I talked about this before. You'll usually sell a number of lines. I know the people I bought my Spider from sell at least BMW, and they also sell Can-Am, and I'll have to look up and see what else they sell. But that's not really that, so let's get back to focus here. This is a 1931 Krabenhoft building, and you know, Hine and Company, books, movies, etc. I worked with a guy, Martin, who retired. I had a long time ago at the Mercury when he retired. Anyway, it was his dream to open a used bookstore in Santa Cruz. And I thought, you know, that would be just an awesome experience. But, you know, I don't know if he ever did it. Certainly a bookstore now may or may not be problematic in this era of digital books. But here you go. Brick buildings in California are not necessarily commonplace because of the earthquakes. So you don't see them too often. Now here's the Swenson's. Swenson's, I love the shoe sign, since 1929, and they're open today. So here you go, and we'll see what's next. This is the Brummel building, where in 1851 and 2, it was where the Calaveras County courthouse was, and the 1854 dedication stone is still in the basement here. I'm going to pan here. There's a few 1863 built buildings. You see a lot of the brick here at Rosebuds and such. You can see here on this, I don't know the name of building, that they've built wooden kind of like extensions out. In the RV world, these are slides, would be slides. And then you see a couple more of these brick buildings, including this great big one, this at least 3-story one right here on the corner. Now the bar here on the corner used to be called Fargo's. In fact, this is the International Order of Oddfellows building I can't quite 18 something. I don't have that. My vision isn't that good anymore. So we're back at the end of Main Street at the National Hotel. We're going to make one more stop here in Jackson up the street at the courthouse. I'll talk about that when I get there, and you'll see that next. I'm standing at the Ledger-Dispatch, the weekly newspaper in Amador County. As I scroll right here, let me interject that I'd like to thank the Rotary Club and the City of Jackson for providing us tourists a reasonably rustic and clean bathroom. I appreciate that. Thank you, taxpayers of the City of Jackson and or Amador County. Now, the Ledger-Dispatch has been around since the early 1850s. As many newspapers, it merged and changed its name and stuff like that. The Ledger was a pro-union paper in the Civil War, and the Amador Weekly Dispatch was a pro-treason paper, so much that in 1865, federal agents arrested the editors of the pro-treason Dispatch. Over time, the two papers merged, and in 2016, the Jackson Rancheria Sovereign Tribal Nation purchased it, changed it to Acorn Press, and that's allegedly, there's still a once-a-week paper printing under that. I love newspaper history. I love a lot of history. Y'all who watch me ought to probably figured that out by now. So we're going to move on to the next stop, which is up the street at the courthouse. Our next stop is a block up from Main Street, a block east. This is the historic Native Sons of the Golden West building. I don't really know a lot about it or when it was built. Well, there's a plaque right there, so I'm going to walk over and look, so hold on. I'm going to interrupt this by this parking sign. Notice it has the California State Automobile Association sign on it, and I'm going to tell you why. It has that because for a very long time, starting from the very earliest street signs when automobiles started to happen, at least in California, the highway signs like this, highway signs and such, were put up by either the CSAA in Northern California, or AAA, or the Southern California Auto Association, the SCAA. I have a number of pictures and stuff I've seen of these auto associations that now provide road service and insurance. I'm in front of the other Native Sons of the Golden West building. This was founded in 1884. The building itself was started in 1851. This building became what it is in 1914. The parlor was dedicated in 1915. So I'm going to walk up here and look at the other building. It's a nice day. It's kind of overcast. I got sweats on, which I'm good with. I'm not a fashion pellet anymore. And let's walk up to this building. This was the Constitution Saloon from 1860 to 1917, the Women's Club of Jackson to 1998. The Women's Club also founded the first free public library here. The Native Sons of the Golden West obtained the building in 1918, and it's now part of their social hall. So there you go. We're in front of the old courthouse of Amador County. Let me dig up my Wikipedia here. Hold on. I just had it. I want to get the dates right. There we go. The second courthouse of Amador County is on this site on the left, built in 1864. The Hall of Records on the right was built in 1893. Now in 1939, the county remodeled and put both the buildings, kind of sort of brought them together, partially with the Art Deco fascia that you just saw. That was in 1939. The courthouse is now closed, and the courthouse is elsewhere here in town. So I think we're about done here. I'm running out of steam. I'm going to sit down. I think you got your little tour of Jackson, and 4 minutes of babbling. We'll see what's next.